VU, VMZB, capital K, SVNVC, and then the fourth and final word, ZBVI. Vavamzm kasambak zamba. Vavamzm kasvambak zamba. Vavamzm kasambak zamba. Vavam zum kasvam bamuk zamba. Vavam zum kasvam zamba. Vavam zum kasvam zamba. Vavam zum kasmak vzamba. Vavam zum kasvamak zamba. Phenex, Pheynix, Phenex, Phoeniex, or whatever it is called, is said to be a great Marquise over 20 legions, appearing like a phoenix, with the voice of a child. And people say you must compel it to take on human form. And the thing about that is that let the experiences come that come, not appear to me in fair and human form, in a voice that I can understand in my language. And, well, the thing is that when they come in their forms, whatever forms they want, and speak or manifest whatever they want, instead of, oh, just make it something I can understand. I mean, you want a spiritual experience, let the spiritual experience come in that teaches you things. Whether you have to look it up or, oh man, that was great, and someone else figures it out. No, don't try to command the spirits to do things your way, in that respect, at least. So it sings a variety of sweet notes. There's a Sufi legend that it makes 30 sounds, and each hole on its beak makes a different sound. And there's also the 99 or 101, or the same sort of thought. But the idea is that that's associated with the myth that it's a believer now, and therefore it's reciting scripture, which is 30 sounds in this era, or it's saying names of God. But in the Goetia, we're talking about something a little different, aren't we? It says that it wants to return to the seventh throne after 1,200 years. Is this 1,200 years from about 1700? Or is it a false prophecy of some earlier rabbi? But anyways, people say to disregard the music. I say appreciate the spiritual experience. It's a poet that takes request, and it speaks of wonders in various sciences. Michael W. Ford says that it's a demon muse that's invoked with fire baptism and creativity. Stephanie Conley says that the Phoenix, or its 20 legions, quickly deceive, but it's of no risk of physical harm. Little Doom Witch says that it inspires vast writings, producing a lot of material. So instead of taking meth or something like a lot of author or cocaine or something, and producing a lot of low quality work. I guess this is an alternative, right? James Donahue says that it may like Freemason lodges and may direct bird activity around such buildings. That it helps with letters, it's a beast master, a healer, connected to the military, hypnotism, navigator. Its claws and beak are its weapon. It won't sing when bound. I mean, if we're talking jinn here, the jinn aren't going to be bound by us. Yes, you can say you're a Karcist, but a Karcist would have to appeal, and then they're going to go along with it, or not go along with it, according to their will. But some say that it is mostly black feathers with yellow and red-orange. If you read my paper on the Rumi cards the other day, that is something that's mentioned there. Okay, some lunar scents include agar-agar, bamboo, camphor, chickweed, coconut, poppy, water lily, willow, cucumber, hibiscus, Irish moss, jasmine, oak moss, lunaria, willow. I guess that would be a satanic thing to do, is you have Irish moss and Scottish moss, and you plant them next to each other and see which one succeeds. I don't know. That's there's other reasons why one would do something like that, but that would be a... I'm sure someone would watch that video if I did something like that. So demon... The demon of paradise... Oh, the demonic paradise, wikia.com, says that it has a 500 to 1,000 year life cycle, these beings do. And remember, legion is like, oh, I forget what the number for a legion is, but it's a lot of beings. So 20 legions is still like 30,000 people or something like that. That's the sort of presence we're talking about. I've never personally talked to a crowd that large, but I've may have encountered a crowd that... I've been to a baseball game, so yeah. So the ashes of itself, and obviously the twigs that it piles together. Some say these twigs are frankincense and oud and stuff like that. So it gathers, somehow after it's cremated itself, it's supposed to gather myrrh and take it to Heliopolis and regenerate after it's been injured by one of its enemies. Its tears are supposed to heal and possibly grant temporary immunity to individuals. BK Jehannam says that its numbers are 120, 121, 1,030, that it's a night demon, transformation, obviously. People relate it to Jesus and stuff like that, so excretion magic, dissolution of the spells of others, breaking ego. If you saw what I had to say the other day about the 5, not on this channel, in my writings, I've written a lot of things that haven't ended up in this channel because I can't get prints and all that. But the what I say, the 5 false egos, or the 5 thieves. There's 5 thieves oil. Is this like associated with unbridled lust and clinging, and what are the other 5 thieves, or the Sikh path, or anyways. So it's a multi-leveled being, you know. If you look at, you know, that chart, for what I have to say about the New Age religion response list, because they believe in a physical, an astral, a causal, a mental, etheric, a soul, various soul planes, and I guess you can say there's a spirit plane, and then maybe there's a plane beyond that where it's not even, your being that you're exploring anymore, because it's really interplane projection, but they don't really have anything to say at that point. Well, I mean, they have a few things to say. The group that I refer to and other groups like them. So V.K. Jehannem says that it's can appear as a muscular man with fair skin, black eyes, and wavy red hair. This is less than a month's worth of growth, so and it's been a hard month, so there's probably less growth than usual. But so I guess I can't resemble Phenex, no. So it's said to wear short sleeves. Venus and the moon, obviously, because it's a Marquise, this night demon is. Air and fire are its elements, and titanium and silver, of course, is a metal. So if I haven't said, it's said to link to prophets, guided ones of the time. Like every century there's supposed to be a reformer, and then at the end, and then finally there's going to be one big guided one that's going to, gather together those that are accepting all the inspiration, whether they know it or not. They're accepting all the direct inspiration and direct revelation, and humanity's last chance with that one. But there's minor ones, so it's also linked to the 100-year cycle. And some see the Phoenix as white with purple, green, and blue, which are so white versus black, yellow versus purple, green and blue versus red and orange. So it's a inverted form of the colors. Some Jews say that the Phoenix is the only demon that would not eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They refer Phoenixes to the southern Semites, the Egyptians through Arabia and Yemen, and the Abyssinians, and so Job 29, 18 through 20, and Saint Cyril of Jerusalem. So you might want to take these things and put them in your brass-lined vessel, or some vessel representing the unconscious still at work, but sort of a detachment from it all. But so 2011 would have been the first major working regarding this. I think before I did started working for a few years, composing and reworking and all that with the Goetia, doing something like unto it, but not really Goetia in that respect. I think that I, mentioned them all at once, but so 2011. Okay, what day am I? Wednesday the 21st? No, that doesn't seem right. Okay, yeah, Wednesday the 21st of September, 2011. A colonnade scented candle, representing opening up. (7:37 to 8 p.m.) I got warmer and warmer. Things got sparkly. Things got bright as day, and I was in the presence of many. I was a tingle. I was rumbling from the bottom up. I was pleasantly chilled from my head on down. Like menthol lotion was poured upon me. No pain. I was abuzz. There was thick, colorful clouds of patterns swarmed about. I felt pressed upon my flesh. My skin flowed, and it seemed like something was between me and the western wall. But no other perception of it was. Everything flashed, and I returned to normal awareness. And let's look at some language here. Alf, Agdi, Archul is the Hebrew for Phoenix. Pincus is pamper and spoil. Peen is pin, tooth, wheel, penis. Panees is the variation of Thomas Rudd for this entity, I believe. Oh. Phenex. Phenex is the, okay, that's the variation. Okay, I've said that wrong, but Panees is Thomas Rudd's spelling. That would be probably the modern Hebrew, wouldn't it? The new Bantam dictionary, I believe. So, poo is here or side. Pa is shine, brightness, hither. Putz is smash, club, open aside. Poots is scatter, disperse, cast, drive, break, shake, dash, retire. Peets is club. Pup is crumble or a riverbank. So I'm sharing the ancient Aramaic, which is the language in Tanakh, as opposed to the later Hebrew, of the Talmud and even the Midrash and all that sort of stuff. Well, the Midrash wasn't technically Hebrew at that point because it was, anyways. Punk is hamper or bring up. P is edge. Pun is turn, face. Fan, spin, corner, are, lest, not, peradventure. Poon is turn, distracted. Peen is corner. Pus is end. Wrist, sleeve, color, part. Pussa is something a fist deep. Pook is crumble, advance, stumble, move. Peak is crumble, smite. Nuts is sparkle, spark, quarrel, nets, blossom, spark. Nuke is suckle or breast. Oh, nuts is also an unknown bird of prey. Could be a mystical bird like a phoenix. Knock is a cry or a groan. Knots is despise, provoke, abhor, contempt, flourish, blaspheme. Neats is budding. Anus is compel. Isn't there a demon called Unace? Neck, crush, spice, seed in the palm. Unch, sigh, groan, mourn, I, me. Yunch is sit, rest, leave, up. You see the Y in front. You're going to see something comes in at the end, something goes out. Sit, leave, up, lay, suffer, place, put, set, down, alone, bestow, pacify, still, withdraw, withhold. Nooch, rest, cease, confederate, down, lay, quiet, remain. Nutch, guide, rest, continue outside, set, lighting, quietness. Neath, flee. Noose, flee, refuge, abate, display, flight, hide, lift. Nus, lift, standard, refuge, continue to grab hold. Standard, ensign, pole, banner, sail, sign. I've been reading into some of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and yeah, the banner and the ensign seems to be more of a messianic theme when you look into the more detailed or more ancient Judaic sort of view. And it's less about there's only going to be one Messiah or anything like that. That's more of a defeatist sort of attitude. Doots is a bloom, bud, fled. Nup is suckle, breast, innocent. Child drawn in. Bowl, innocent. Bowl. If you see any of these things associated with Vision, Phoenix, and its legions, let me know, because I would like to know how the actual language has brought into effect something that is not in the grimoires, because I've certainly experienced some of these things myself even before I got to the point of researching and finding out some stuff. Noosh is a despair or heaviness. Nush is loan, debt, deception, continual pressing. And push is spread, excess, extremity. So let's well, since it says this entity takes requests, particularly in these programs, I am willing to comment or question before I'm in the middle of a live ritual, and then I'm kind of not doing anything except doing the ritual and then sharing when I'm done. And when I'm done, you can share your experience or offer some questions too. So in 2012, when are we gonna? Oh, September 20th. Ooh, I have some interesting experiences being written down here, don't we? Lesser pentagram ritual. Yeah, I went to the OTO lodge for their equinox thing that year. Portland, Oregon. And so September 20th. This was a rather large ritual. So extra verses, Revelations 4, 2 through 11, Acts 17, 22 through 28, 1 Kings 22, 19, Isaiah 6, 1 through 13, Ezekiel 1, 26 through 28, Daniel 7, 1 through 14, and verses from Quran that I don't usually use in these rituals included 69, 40 through 52, 288, 7, 85 through 86, 9, 8 through 10, 11, 84 through 86, 21, 5 through 26, 221 to 227. You know, the verses about poetry and all that. So 18, 3, 36, 69 through 70, 37, 35 through 37, 42, 39 through 41, 52, 29 through 30. And remember that the verses that I list in this series are ones that go over every issue that the Goetia versions mention in relation to these spirits. And I've written papers that I guess include details that explain why I'm choosing these verses and stuff, but I haven't written that whole series. But there was cinnamon, perhaps, as a scent in the air, representing psychic development and growth. But this was 8:09 through 9:47 p.m. September 20th, 2012. I felt a presence in the north to east of a different room. I was in a sort of diagonal space around the area where my rocking chair is, around the spot of the eastern altar. There were too many flashes of silvery white to recall, but it was as lightning. Too many, you see that? I don't know what the word is there. I felt with that pulse, with pulses of movement. Upon me, I felt heady. I saw green sparks, like stars in a galaxy. I felt electricity and a pressure. Built. I felt electricity and a pressure built. It washed down me. Like being wiped off with euphoria, as with a towel. I saw a streaky yellow pattern. I felt a wind. There was darkness, like a cloud the size of a pillow. I felt really warm, particularly around my neck. I'm feeling kind of warm around my neck right now, too, but not in the same way, not this pleasurable, pouring sort of warmth. As I did the renunciation round, I felt pressed in upon. My eyes returned to normal at 9:56 p.m. And so did my feeling. I am more energetic than when I started. I am indeed enlivened. So let's return and see some more of the language involved in Greek, because really it's more through the Latin. Well, the Latin, I guess the Latin is pretty simple and straightforward. Phenex, son of Amytor, the teacher and companion of Achilles. Fabulous Arabian bird, which was said to live 500 years and end its life by placing itself on a burning pile, like the suicidal women that perform suti rather than being bad standing with their neighbors. Kind of quite the degree of being a sociopath, don't you think? By placing itself on a burning pile, its ashes give birth to a young phoenix. And I said it's also said to be of the same phoenix. And in Greek, we have Phoinix, purple, red, or crimson. Phoinix is also a purple dye. Ha Phoinix is a date palm, a date, Phenex, lyre, the musical instrument, spelt with a Y. And let's return a little to ancient Aramaic. You got chul. And what does chul mean? Chul is a dance, a twist, a pain, formed, bring forth, tremble, travail, cave, grieve, wound, shake, sand. Pun is turn, the face, corner. Peniel in the Bible, the facing God place. Face, corner, are less, not peradventure. Punna is toward, for, open, against, of, upon, person, from, countenance, sight, because, presence. Pina is a corner, a chief, a tower, a bulwark, a stay. Peen is a corner. Poon is turn or distracted. Punna is turn, pace, look, prepare, regard, respect. Punk, Phenex or Phenex is chul. Sorry, pamper or bring up. And yeah, I definitely favored the Job opinion at this point. No one had to tell me the Jews had figured this one out. Yush is exist, is, have, can, there. Don't call me Baal, but call me, what's that word that includes that? So again, here to make sure we got them all. Niece, flee, nush, loan, debt, deception, continual pressing. Nusha, forget, loan, deprive, exact, lend, creditor, extortion, usury, noosh, despair, heaviness. We live in a culture that's like, oh, we can't exist without usury and yeah, fine. Have a universal health care or something like that as insurance or something for what people need. But these insurances based on fear and greed or they need to stop. Niece is a flea. Nakash is in share, knock, catch, smite. Nakas is wealth, riches, goods. Pa is shine or brightness. Pa is a scream or cry. I guess the difference between an exclamation and a exclamation that's not, in a positive sense would be the, because you're kind of worn out from crying. Pa, P, edge, peep, e, peep, ya is double edge, two teeth. Oh, two edge or teeth. Okay, I guess that's one I know I didn't share the last time. Pa is blood, a mouth, a commandment, edge, according, word, whole, end, appointment, portion, tenor, sentence. There was some story about the Phoenix. It was believed to have manifested over a building, and a bird literally dropped blood on something that mentioned a phoenix, which was an interesting story. Pa is blow or scatter. Nutch is guide, rest, continue outside. Anch is a sigh, groan, mourn. Anch Anna is probably a misspelling of Anch Na, which is I, me, we. Nus is lift, standard, refuge, continue, to grab hold, ensign, pole, banner, sail, sign. Nus is standard, ensign, standard bearer. It was a very important role back in the day. when going on expeditions, the person who protected the banner. Ans is compel. Nusah is test, prove, tempt, assay, adventure, try. Noose is flee, refuge, abate, display, flight, hide, lift. The phone is heating up quick for some reason. But what was I going to say about the banner? Yeah, the banner is something that you, back in the day, you took a banner to war and used it to claim your territory. And scream of deceit. Pognush. Oh, what's Pognush? Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. Or Pognush. Pognush is a scream. Yeah, Pognush is a scream of deceit. So that could be your word for Phoenix now, couldn't it? And remember, Theater is said to be a god of agricultural products, which would have been from program 36. But the Phoinix is bean, Bina, Bina. Interesting little bird character you got there. Benu. So BNNWU, if you want to say it fully, is said to be a bird god that's sacred to Ra and Osiris, and the incarnation of the soul of Ra and the heart of Osiris. Venus as a morning star, Lucifer, was identified with him. Benu was self-produced, and the bird appeared each morning at dawn on the Persea tree in Anu, and the Greeks connected it with the Phenex. So Funksi is related to foreigners. So Funksu, all variations of foreigners. Funksunu is offerings for the spirits. Panexi is a form of the Thepra. A tablet would be Phenex in Greek, but not Phi. Nibus. Nimbus. Okay, that would be a tablet. Funks is foreigners. And Phoinix in Greek is funks. Ooh. That kind of sounds like you're swearing at people, doesn't it? And those are foreign lands. And the green-eyed would have been important last time around. Now, wouldn't it have been? You have Suadjerte. That's a variation of Stolos. And Stiure is said to be a goddess of the 10th hour of the day. Satyu. Satyu is splendor, and it's given a sort of relation to God. So Satal, Satale will be the Coptic, and Shudraste is the southern feather. It's a kind of plant, but there's going to be some interesting stuff in here. But let's share one last experience. Probably one last experience. We'll see when we get to it. Before going into the... I went to the OTO Lodge and attended their ritual. Okay. What is... I'm not seeing Ga'ap, the Ma'at Lodge. Okay, I'm not seeing a 2013 experience by the time I get to the thing. Yeah, almost immediately after the hyssop baptism, because they went around with a little hyssop imbibed water that they touched their foreheads with. It was kind of interesting. Okay. So I'll share the Phenex when it comes to the time of that, but let's... So, how do these themes relate to these stones we see here? How do they relate to the Enochian author at hand? Yawn, 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 yawn. O you heavens which dwell in the fifth author, the author of belief in the supreme being, uniting energy, regulated, all supreme names. director of the arrow, he whose name means truth, mighty in the parts of the earth, and execute the judgment of the highest. To you it is said, behold the face of your God, the beginning of comfort, whose eyes are the brightness of the heavens, which provided you for the government of the earth, and her unspeakable varieties, furnishing you with the power of understanding to dispose all things according to the providence of him that sitteth on the holy throne, and rose up in the beginning, saying, the earth, let her be governed by her parts, and let there be division in her, that the glory of it may be always drunken and vexed in itself. Her courses let it run with the heavens, and as a handmaid let her serve them. One season let it confound another, and let there be no creature upon or within her the same. All her members, let them differ in their qualities, and let there be no one creature equal with another. The reasonable creatures of the earth, men, let them vex and weed out one another, and the dwelling places, let them forget their names. The work of man and his pomp, let them be defaced. His buildings, let them become caves for the beasts of the field. Confound her understanding with darkness. For why? It repenteth me I made man. One while let her be known, and another while a stranger, because she is the bed of an harlot, and the dwelling place of him that is fallen. O you heavens, arise! The lower heavens underneath you, let them serve you. Govern those that govern, cast down such as fall. Bring forth with those that increase, and destroy the rotten. No place let it remain in one number. Add and diminish until the stars be numbered. Arise, move, and appear before the covenant of his mouth, which he hath sworn unto us in his justice. Open the mysteries of your creation, and make us partakers of undefiled knowledge. Madre Axtus Prof. Let Kes Las Dexe Na Kamal Tear Pax Mikal Saner